What's up, YouTube? My name is Skill87, and today's video we're going to be reviewing for the PlayStation 4 Killzone. What's up?
I love you.
Okay. We're going to be reviewing for the PlayStation 4 Killzone Shadowfall. I've been waiting to do this video for quite some time now because I cannot wait. This video has a lot of sentimental value for me, despite it might just suck. I did a much better written review on my Facebook, so I'll be putting that written review in the video description below. So if you want to hear me rant about this fuck game, which I'm about to do, it's like a very positive rant. I'm just really excited. You can read the written review on my Facebook or in the video description below. So my very first video on YouTube ever was a review for Killzone 2. I did it with a really shitty camera. And thanks to Oppressador, who kind of, I guess he favored it or even featured it. That's why I started getting subscribers on my YouTube channel. But yeah, it all started with Killzone, okay? And it was the very first game I really took seriously on a PlayStation 3 in terms of it being exclusive. So now it's PlayStation, flash forward, years later, we got the PlayStation 4, and the very first big game on the PlayStation 4 is Killzone Shadowfall. Now, I have been playing this game relentlessly, okay? Check it out. I have two other games. I played Ghost. I beat Ghost. I'm about to review that next. I haven't even unboxed fucking Battlefield yet. I don't plan to unbox it until possibly next week because once I'm done with this video and play some more Call of Duty Split Screen with my girl, I'm going to jump right back online and play some more Killzone, Shadowfall, Warzone because that shit is the fucking truth. Now, quick little history lesson for all those people who care way too much about review scores and these what they call fake Killzone fans. These are the fans that boast about Killzone. These are the fans that talk about the game's graphics. These are the fans that use Killzone in an argument, talk to Xbox fags, and when the game isn't getting the ratings that they want to see, all of a sudden they don't like Killzone. The Killzone fan base actually doesn't like the PlayStation fan base. Because Killzone, since day one, since Killzone 1, has always gotten mixed review scores. Killzone 1 got 9s, 8s, 7s, 6s, and 5s. Killzone 2, 9s, 8s, 7s, 6s, and 5s. 3, 9, 8, 7, 6s, and 5s. Why? Because the game isn't for everybody. Killzone tries to be different. It successfully does it. It is its own thing. Killzone does not want to be other games. And as the games progressed, Killzone improved on what made Killzone Killzone. Okay, Killzone since Killzone 1 has stayed Killzone. It's stuck with the cheesy story. It's stuck with the amazing bullet sounds. It's stuck with the weight and recoil mechanics. It's stuck with the slow-paced shooting mechanics. It didn't change for shit. Killzone stayed Killzone, so the real Killzone fans love and appreciate everything Guerrilla Games does for Killzone. And then when these fake PlayStation fans come out of nowhere and to talk about, oh yeah, we got Killzone. We don't want to hear your shit because you don't even like Killzone to begin with. You just talk about Killzone for 2 seconds so it gets a bunch of high ratings. You don't even buy the game. You don't even support the game. So in all reality, what you have to say about Killzone is fucking irrelevant. And I'm talking to my fellow PlayStation, fanboy. I'm talking to the fellow PS3 and PS4 fanboys. Believe it or not, if you don't play or even, remotely appreciate Killzone, don't talk about Killzone. We don't care about that. Okay? We're at a point where you got the fanboys, and you got the fanboys of specific games that appreciate how a game is, and then you got gamers that just boast about what's on the roster. They don't even play their shit. If it's one thing I really hate, is when a gamer does, is saying we got 50 games that are rated AAA. My system's better. But do you actually play those games? No, then shut the fuck up. It's not hard. Like, I know Killzone wasn't gonna get AAA scores. When IGN gave this game an 8 and GameSpot gave it a 7, I was happy. I was like, all right, the bigger size gave the game good scores. Like, 8's a good score. A 7 is a good score. That's why when GameSpot gave it a 7, it says good. The game is good. It may not live up to what the reviewer expects from a first-person shooter, but the game is fucking good. And if you love Killzone, you're going to love Shadowfall. Now let's get down to this review. Sorry for that little rant, but I had to do that. This video is very special to me. Here's what makes this version of Killzone so fucking awesome. I love it. It's obvious that Sony loves this franchise. Every single Killzone game not only gets mixed reviews, but every single Killzone game is financially successful. Every Killzone game makes enough money to meet the point of which that they can make a sequel. Sony believes in this franchise. The fan base believes in this franchise. The Killzone supporters Love this franchise. You can still hit up Killzone 2 and 3 to this day and get a fucking game online. That's how strong the fan base is. It's like you know how hardcore the SOCOM fans were. You got the Killzone fans, and we love this game so much, and we don't want it to change. And when you play Shadowfall, you're gonna feel right at home. It's as if you never fucking left Killzone 2. It is so good. There's a couple bad things about this game. Obviously, you know, as a true Killzone fan, I'm not gonna fucking sugarcoat shit. There's some things about this game that I will, you know, I feel it needs to be said. There are some negatives in this game, single player and multiplayer wise. So let's talk about the single player. It's so blatantly obvious that millions of dollars went into the single player. It is so blatantly obvious that Guerrilla Games taking it to the next level, and they wanted something different. They didn't want that linear Killzone like the previous games, where previous Killzone games were pretty story-wise, but the gameplay was pretty much just moved forward. This Killzone is different. Every battle reminds you, it will give you a feeling that you're playing Crisis 1, 2, and 3. Every battle can be approached differently. Okay, same thing with the trailers you've seen and gameplay videos you've seen. There's a mission where, example, instead of a bunch of hostages, you can go guns blazing. You can start from the top and go to the bottom and destroy walls. You can do all types of shit. You can shoot through walls and kill other people, or you can send your team in to extract people. It is great. Okay, and this is nice to see. Killzone, the stages are so big and fucking full of life, and everything around you is so well detailed that sometimes you just feel like, yo, Guerrilla Games, like, imagine if these people like made a movie. That's how good the graphics are in the environments. The environments are so fucking detailed that sometimes I feel they're overly detailed. Like there are just some cutscenes where for the 5, 10, 15 seconds that you're looking at, you know, the environment, you're saying to yourself, dude, I wonder how long it took them to put together this fucking scene right here. I was so fucking blown away by these graphics that when I constantly kept using the share button and uploading pictures of the game into Facebook. That's a really cool feature, by the way. I fucking love that feature. I really love that feature. That's how blown away I was with this game. But the problem with that is that the game is so graphically powerful that it likes to remind you it's graphically powerful. This game is like you're playing a movie. There are plenty of action sequences, but when you're not in an action sequence, you're in a very boring, slow-paced, catching you up with the story type setting. There's a stealth mission. There's a little spoiler, I guess. A stealth mission. You're in space, which is real fucking cool, and you have to traverse and infiltrate a Hellgas base and sabotage some shit. And it will be about 25 minutes of you just running around, opening doors, and putting together bombs or removing bombs, and you will not fight a single fucking Hellgas. Now, this is annoying as shit because Killzone game typically you shoot everything in sight, you go from one fight to the next. And in this game, they tried to present Killzone in such a high cinematic fashion that they overdid it a little bit. Luckily, that's only about 15% of the game. 50% of the game is really slow, and there's just too much talking and just too much not killing Hellgast. But then once you're past the very beginning of the game, basically, it's just straight action. The very first level is actually quite challenging too. The very first level they throw you in when you have real freedom is so big that I actually spent 2 hours on the first stage just exploring. I was like, whoa, this is big ass fucking stage. That was the only real thing I had a problem with the storyline. The storyline was awesome. It was fun, and good luck when you're playing hard mode because the Hellgas ain't stupid. Like there are times that Hellgas does questionable things, such as hide for no reason, even though they haven't spotted you. But then there are times when they're actually coming to get you, they flank you. They're just smart, and they can take some fucking bullets. Story mode, the way it's presented level wise, is good, but like I said, they dropped the ball with the trying to be way too movie like. So let's talk about the characters in the story. You got new characters that just aren't as appealing as previous characters. When you go from playing Killzone 1, when you got, you know, the whole squad, right? And then you got the questionable character Rico, and then you got Templar and shit like that. And then you go to Killzone 2 and 3, where 7 and Rico continue the story, and they're really interesting characters. It's really hard to top that off. And the characters in Killzone 4, technically, Killzone Shadowfall, granted they're cool, and you know, the whole concept of the half-breed is back, and the whole story with the ISA versus the Hellgas, and they're fighting on Vector now. It's just a civil war, and then there's drama in between it, and then there's a plot twist. Obviously, there's gonna be a fucking plot twist. Excuse me, but the characters themselves, good guy and bad, just were not as interesting as previous games. They're not as interesting as Wasari as a bad guy. They're not as, and the good guys aren't like Seven Rico. There's just not that grasp that the main characters from previous games had. The new main character really just speaks when he has to. Your commanding officer is a just predictable, and then your other partners are just it's not all there. So the game is beautiful as shit, but they just dropped the ball in the story mode. The story mode is fun, don't get it twisted, but important elements that previous Killzone games actually had are not present in this game, all in favor of environments that just love to remind you how sexy they are. So, like, story mode, just, it's passable. And that's coming from a true Killzone fan. Like, I enjoyed it, but I had to play it on hard mode because I might not play the story mode again for quite some time. Maybe to get some trophies, but that's about it. I enjoyed myself with the single player, but it just could have been better. So let's talk about graphics, like as a whole. And with graphics, that includes frame rate and shit like that. So frames are weird. When you play multiplayer, the frames are 60 frames per second. And that's fucking cool. Like when you play multiplayer, you just as soon as you go from single player to multiplayer and you go to jump into multiplayer, you just feel the fluidity of the game just change. I was like, oh shit. It's as if they had two different teams work on this. They had like a team for single player and a team for multiplayer. And a team for multiplayer just fucking did it. Like, it's so crazy to play Killzone at 60 frames per second. It's awesome. When the battles get really, really, really hectic, you're going to get some minor frame rate dips, but that's to be expected. I mean, fuck it. Who cares? None of the frame rate dips will ever deter you from your overall experience. None of the frame rates will affect your aiming and or movement. So they're not even really relevant, not even worth mentioning. I just thought I'd mention, get it out there, just because I'm just keeping it real with you guys. So the frame rate for single player is 60, and then it dips sometimes. But it never dips to where it's like, it feels anything remotely close to 30. It's above 30, but it ain't 60 all the time. But when it's 60, it's fucking 60. And the enemies, oh my god, the enemies look so fucking cool. The Hellgas, as the game progresses, they get more advanced. And when you get to the end of the game, every single Hellgas looks different. The amount of detail for the Hellgas in this game is awesome. So fucking awesome. I wish that, with the next Killzone game, Sony uses their heads and says, you know what, Guerrilla Games, you concentrate on gameplay, you concentrate on graphics, and you concentrate on bringing the best character designs that you could possibly bring, because they designed the ISA and the Hellgas to look so fucking cool. Like, they're not amazing, they're cool. And you look at the Hellgas, you want to play as a Hellgas. That's how fucking cool and legit they look. It's just straight up fucking badass. And I wish the next Killzone, they hire better story writers, because let Guerrilla Games do the graphics, let the Guerrilla Games do the gameplay, and get them, hire some story writers so that the story just plays out much better than Shadowfall. But god damn, these characters are fucking sexy looking. So like I said, multiplayer stays at consistent 60 frames with some dips here and there. Single player plays at 60 frames also, but not as consistent as multiplayer. But it's still smooth. Like, it's still good. It's still smooth. It feels next gen for console. And it's definitely, something you need to get out there. As far as let me see, 1080 pixels. I was right. Nah, that was a joke. That was a joke, because in PlayStation 4, all the games are at 1080p. Now, they don't promise you 1080p in the trailers and then give you 720p launch date, like 30 frames. But yeah, talk about the controls. This is where the game's reviews have always been a little mixed. Killzone is still Killzone, and do not get it fucking twisted. The controls are still what makes Killzone Killzone. They're weighted, they're heavy, but they've been modified and tweaked again for the next gen. You see, in previous games, it was released by the devs. They always wanted a weight system, but the weight system got kind of fucked up in Killzone 2 and 3 because due to memory issues and latency issues with the controller and the PlayStation 3, it was hard for them to find this balance of mixing weight with a dead zone and obvious lag. So now with Killzone 4 and PlayStation 4, with this much stronger technology that the PlayStation 4 is, the weight mechanics feel on point. They feel real good. Like when you do anything, it responds. When you even move the controller, the stick in the slightest bit, it fucking moves. Now the weight mechanic really works. Now the weight mechanic is based on how hard, how fast you move the control stick. And if you really don't want to fuck with the weight controls, just go to your options menu, go to settings, and put everything at 100%. And you can actually twitch shoot in Killzone like you're playing Call of Duty. It works. So, and if you want to have that weighty feeling, keep it on 70% for X and Y axis, and you got that traditional Killzone feel, but without no dead zone or latency issues. It just feels like your guns are heavy. Every gun is different. That's what I love about this game. Every gun you pick up, every gun you shoot, every gun you pick up, you will aim differently. Your character will move left and right differently. And while you're shooting in full auto, depending on what gun you have, depending on how fast the gun will shoot. If it's a minigun and you're shooting, you're holding the trigger, he moves like this, real slow. You have a pistol, he can do that. Every gun is different, so you have to actually utilize every gun to be good at this game. You have to practice with every single weapon. So I love that. I've always loved that. I've always appreciated that about Killzone. The fact that Killzone may not have 50 fucking guns like Call of Duty, but unlike other FPSs in Killzone, every gun is fucking different. Fucking love it. That's all about, the controls, on point. The Killzone controls. If you don't like them, you don't like them. If you love them, you love them. If you're that guy's in between, you're that guy's in between. I'm not going to sit there and tell you they're perfect. They're not perfect for everybody. Killzone is not meant for everybody. But for me as a Killzone fan, they fucking work, and they're much better than previous games. Sound. The sound has always been a treat for Killzone. Okay, the general ambiance in this game, as always, has that really overly dramatic B-movie feel. The voice acting, though, is not a miss for Killzone Shadowfall, as it always was for Killzone. Excuse me, I'm thirsty as shit. I can't. Oh my god. Good stuff. The voice acting, it's mixed bag. The voices sound like they match the faces of the characters, but the people acting they don't always come off like they're excited. The Hellgas have always sounded awesome. When you shoot a Hellgas and he dies, he does a crazy war cry. When they're coming after you, they talk shit. They're very intimidating. But the main characters, when they talk, it's not, instead of sounding like, it's time to save the day, let's do this. The guy's like, it's time to save the day. He's so mellow and nonchalant. There's no emotion in these characters. And that's weird because, previous games like Seven Rico always sounded like they were into it. Like the voice actors sounded like they really believed that they were Seven Rico. And the voice actors for this Killzone game, including main characters, not at all times. Sometimes they sound great. At other times they feel like they're just like, meh. So that was weird. But the gun sounds are fucking awesome. The gun sounds are loud, they're ferocious, they're intimidating, and if you got a surround sound system, holy shit. When every gun sounds different, every gun sounds convincing, every gun sounds like a monster. Every single gun is a treat to shoot, every single gun is a challenge to shoot, and every single gun gives you what I call the Killzone experience. You shoot a pistol, your screen shakes, there's recoil. It sounds like boom, okay? The pistol in Killzone sounds more intimidating than any fucking gun you're using Call of Duty Ghost. That's something Killzone, that is true Killzone right there. Okay, Killzone sticks by what makes Killzone, and that's amazing fucking gun sound effect. That's amazing gun gameplay. Just amazing all around, just general feel of playing a first-person shooter. That shit's fucking badass. So now let's talk about the multiplayer. Okay, multiplayer. Oh wait, one more thing about single player. The Owl AI partner is awesome, but he sucks. Okay, when you tell him to attack, he attacks shit. And he'll kill an enemy or two, but he dies in 1 second. So if you like summon him into a room full of enemies and they see him coming, he's pretty much fucking useless. Excuse me. If you utilize the shield ability the Owl has, you have to like aim directly like at the floor for him to put it in front of you, which is awkward. Then when he has a stun ability, it doesn't always work. Like you send the Owl to a group of enemies to explode and to stun everything, and he'll sometimes go to the pad and come back to you. It's like, dude, fuck, cool story, bro. Do your fucking job. And then his little repel feature is pretty cool. You don't really use it for anything other than getting from point A to point B, not really using combat at all. But the Owl, like, I played on hard mode, so maybe that was it. I played on hard mode, so the Hellcat's like, nah, nigga, fuck your owl, and they'll just kill it. But the owl just could have been, used for so much more. And I don't know. To me, if you can implement an AI partner, make them not relatively useless. I got to the point where I didn't even use the owl to actually assist me. I kind of cheated the system. I would use the owl, summon the owl in attack mode to go after an enemy. And when all the hell guys would turn around and start shooting at the owl, I'll throw a grenade and kill everything. Kind of defeats the purpose of having him as an AI partner to stand by you side by side and kill shit. I was like, you know what? All right, these fucking hell guys can kill my goddamn little buddy. I'm just going to play the system out. So let's talk about the multiplayer. Warzone. Warzone is the bread and butter multiplayer. Killzone, again, makes itself stand out from other FPSs by refusing to have very cliche multiplayer. When you get on Warzone, you have 6 choices now. I can't remember them all. You have Classic Warzone, Newbie Warzone, Pistol Warzone, and a couple other modes, and that's it. That's it. And what Warzone is 30 to 45 minute long battles. And yes, there's custom lobbies day one, unlike Killzone 3. There's custom lobbies day one, unlike Killzone 3. And what Warzone is, it's an evolving battlefield. You go into a map, and it's the first team to 5-point wins. And there's all types of game modes within one battle. So your very first game mode might be capture and hold, which is basically domination. And then once you win that, you get a point. Then there's team deathmatch. And then there's search and destroy back and forth. You can be the defenders or the attackers one round, and then the defender the other round. And then they have their own variation of capture the flag. It's awesome. Okay, so you have to be good at all these modes. This isn't like Call of Duty where all you do is play team deathmatch. No, this is Killzone. And when you play Killzone, you're going to learn, you're going to like, you're going to own at all different types of modes. Because in the Warzone, that's what you fucking do. You don't just run around and shoot people. I love it. Okay, these Killzone games, they last long. And I've been back in Killzone 2, and I go in a custom lobby and be in a game for like 5 hours sometimes. Just in one game. And that's back. It's back and it fucking works. Now, this game has a class system. There's 3 classes to choose from. There's a sniper, the support, and assault. The assault class is based around using abilities that just make you a force to be reckoned with in the battlefield. You have a shield. A lot of people are really skeptical about the shield. And who is it? Who isn't always skeptical about a shield in online multiplayer or cloaking in online multiplayer? Let me get this out the way. There's no bullshit C4 in this Killzone. And the cloaking is different. You can only cloak now if you're a sniper, and you can pretty much see them. And sniping isn't what it used to be in previous games. It's really balanced. Like, when I get to sniper, I'll talk about sniper in a second. But assault, you have a shield that you put up. And no, the shield isn't big as fuck. And yes, the shield can be taken down like that. And yes, the shield's respawn timer is really long. So, you might get 1 or 2 lucky kills off utilizing the shield, and that's it. What I like to use the shield for is when I'm playing attack and defend, and I'm attacking, I'll put a shield up to defend me while I'm playing a bomb. Or let's say I'm defending. And then when I start defending the bomb, put the shield up, and enemies can shoot at the shield. Then it's going to happen. You can shoot right through the shield. But eventually, if they throw a grenade, the shield's gone. If enough people shoot the shield's gone. So the shield isn't like, oh my god, like 3 players on the team put up a shield. It's really balanced, and trust me, even if you see shields lined up, 1 grenade, they're all gone. So don't even worry about that. The shield's real balanced. It's real balanced. And it doesn't even protect your whole character. If your character stands right behind the shield, you can still see the character's around his body. So if you have good aim at the sides. Shield's balanced. And I was really surprised how they implemented that. It's useful, but it's not game breaking. Nowhere near it. But the assault class utilizes rifles, an SMG, and an automatic shotgun, which is kind of OP at the moment. So have fun with that. Utilize for they nerf the shit out because they're going to nerf the shit out of that auto shotgun. And your skills, you have run fast. You have a run really fast skill, and that's really fucking OP. You have an AOE stun. Well, I'm using emerald terms now. And I forgot the last skill, but whatever. The assault class. Oh, you have a little drone buddy that follows you. It does relatively nothing. The assault class based around just owning shit quickly. Then you got support class, which acts as the medic. You have access to a bunch of machine guns, a pump action shotgun, and even though you're a support class and you're technically a medic, you can build a turret and all that other shit. And yes, you got the flying turret, the ground turret, and yes, the AI bots are not a real threat, unlike previous Killzone games. They're there to assist, but you're not going to throw a fucking bot in the middle of a gunfight. He's gonna get like 5 kills for you. No, it's completely balanced. Then you get the sniper class, which is actually really fucking cool to play as, and it's balanced. And it's balanced to the point where you actually don't see that many snipers in this game. That's how balanced it is. You have access to all different types of rifles, sniper rifles, but none of them have an actual scope on them. They all have like red dot sights and holographic scopes. You have access to the cloaking skill. You can have a skill that teleports you from one point in the map to another. And the only rifle you have that has a scope from the get-go is a one-hit kill. But if you miss, you make a loud fucking sound. Everyone's gonna see you on the map, and your reload animation is about like 3-4 seconds. So if you miss, you're fucked. And in a game that isn't fast paced, it's actually slow paced, when enemies get close to you, it's really hard to take on 2 enemies at once in this game. So as a sniper, if someone gets a jump on you, you're pretty much fucked. And now there's no C4s, nothing like that. They got rid of all that nonsense. It's just like you don't want to play the sniper no more, because once an assault class gets a hold of your position, he activates his boost ability, and he comes charging at you, and you miss that one sniper shot, you're done. So when you're playing this multiplayer, you might have like maybe out of the 7 versus 7, out of the 14 people, maybe 2 max are sniper, and they're not even really contributing to the team. And if they are contributing, they're actually not utilizing sniper. The sniper class also has access to a three shot burst rifle. So there's 3 classes to choose from. All guns from the get-go are unlocked. You have to earn attachments for these weapons, and as you progress through leveling up your class, you level up the class, not your overall character. You level up your class in a sense. You get more things. You can more attachments for your pistol and shit like that. So the multiplayer is really balanced. There's no levels in multiplayer. You don't level up. You just gain your class experience in a sense, but you don't actually level them up. There is no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It just says you've unlocked this. Now here's a mixed bag with the Warzone. Killzone is doing like an experiment with PSN, and they even went as far as replying to my message on Twitter. The Deads fucking replied to me on Twitter. I was really stoked about that. This game does not have a built-in voice chat system or party system. But there is a voice chat system, party system. What they want you to do is test out Sony's new PSN cross-game chat functionality. The cross-game chat PSN works now. It's awesome. So now when you create your own little 7-man party, 8 people can be in a voice chat at once, but 7 people could be in a squad. For Killzone, you get 7 people, including yourself in a squad. You can talk to those people. And then the auto matchmaking function will work with the party leader and drag all the friends to a game. Now, Killzone devs have restated, if the fans really want it, they'll implement a Killzone voice chat so you can talk shit proximity style to your opponents, and they might eventually implement a party system built into the game, but they feel that they want you to utilize the new PSN party system where you get your real friends, and you just all you gotta do is if you see someone online you like, go to your recent players list, add them, invite them to your PSN party, then they can jump right into your game. If they're in your party, they can jump into your game, they have first dibs, or if you click on auto matchmake, it drags your entire party with no issue. It works, it's just a lot of players would have rather had a built-in party system, built-in voice chat, because a lot of people like to voice chat randoms. A lot of people like to voice chat, talk shit to their opponents in the middle of a fight via proximity chat and shit like that. So I don't know why they would leave that out, but like I said, if enough people bitch about it, they will implement it. So that's my review for Killzone Shadowfall. Yes, very lengthy video. I apologize for that, but I had to do it like this. I really feel that a true Killzone fan like myself has to give you guys the real. I'm not gonna tell you, oh my god, it's a PlayStation exclusive 10. I'm not going to tell you, oh my god, like it's day 1 exclusive, it has to be perfect. No, the game's getting the review scores that I felt it was going to get. I felt the review scores were fair. I've read the IGN GameSpot other reviewers' reviews, and I agree with them. And if you listen to my video, I pretty much state a lot of things as they state. Killzone Shadowfall is not perfect, but it's a major improvement over previous games multiplayer-wise. And, their new attempt with single player was a good effort. It just could have been better. But it's still good, and it's a great launch title, and I highly recommend you pick up this title. And if you don't want to buy it, rent it at least. And when you start playing the multiplayer and you see why the Killzone multiplayer is as popular as it is, you will see why the Killzone fan base is fucking strong as hell, just like Soulcom's fan base was. And it's sad to see Soulcom go, but hopefully they come back with new developers, revive that shit. So yeah, my final score for Killzone Shadowfall for the PlayStation 4 as a launch title, and for being such an advanced looking game, just did everything that it should do with some hit and misses with the single player. I'm going to give Killzone Shadowfall for the PlayStation 4 an 8 out of 10. Okay, the next game we'll be reviewing is Call of Duty Ghost. Okay, I got a lot of shit to say about this fucking piece of shit. You have no clue. Oh my god. But yeah, 8 out of 10. Killzone Shadowfall for the PS4. Tell me what you guys think about my long ass video. And yeah, like I said, thank you for continued support and peace.